Okay, so this is at the Helm. It is a tiny deck building game. This is my deck. It currently has 2 cards because I have a hand of 3 cards, which we'll look at in a second. We have the market, which are these 8 cards that we can purchase using gold, which the pocket watch right here has a little gold icon. So when you have gold, you can purchase any card from the market. This is our health. We have 7. You can't really see it that well, but I decided seeing this was more important. We have the sea serpent, which is whenever the harpoon is used on the sea serpent, you lose 1 heart. And to defeat the sea serpent, you must make 7 pairs of sails and damage. I don't think you can see that. We're going to slide it up even more. Slide it in. Slide it in. There, that's a little bit better. And then we have the giant squid, which each turn you lose hearts each turn where more than 1 damage or more than 1 sail is played. So that will, and you defeat them with just straight 9 damage. And then I chose Whirlpool, which playing nautical charts has no effect. So we have nautical charts over here where you can ignore challenge card effects this turn. You may play another card. So we would be able to ignore one of these cards' effects. So we could like stop ourselves from getting hit with the giant squid if we played nautical charts, but we can't because we're in a whirlpool. So the basis of the game is that we have our 3 cards in hand. We have harpoon, fish, and jib. And I wonder if, does this work? No, you cannot see that. Okay. So we play 1 to 2 cards, or we can discard a card. So we discard one of the 2 cards, 1 or 2 of the 2 cards. And then we will use the ability to try to complete the objectives and add cards to our deck. When our deck runs out, we add a card from the bottom row of the market, and anytime a card is removed from the bottom row of the market, we slide a card down. If at any point we lose all of our life, we get down to the 0, we die and we lose the game. And if at any point we go to draw a card from our deck, from our currently right now 2 card deck, and there are no cards in the market, we also lose in that instance. So it's one of those games where you want to improve your deck and strengthen it, but you don't want to buy too many things from the market too quickly, and you don't want to get rid of too many cards from your deck because you're shortening how long the game is going to last. So, I dropped a card. So we will deal. Okay. Oh, and another note: when you draw a card, when you draw a card that has this symbol on it, you lose a heart. I don't remember if that counts the opening hand. Yes, so that does count the opening hand, so we lose 2 hearts. So we are at 5. And so we'll go ahead and we'll deal 1, so that's because that's 1 and 1, to the sea serpent. So the sea serpent has 1 pair dealt to it. And this gives us 1 damage because of the fact that we used the harpoon. And then, because then we double check that we do all these things. We don't take damage from the giant squid because we only played 1 of each, and we didn't play nautical charts. So then we draw up to our hand of 3, so I have 1 card in hand, so we draw 2 more cards. None of them have the broken heart. And so now we're going to go ahead. We're going to play Rum. Rum is 1 heart, or trash any card from the market and gain 3 of one of the resources. So we're going to trash nautical maps because of the fact that it won't do anything for us this game because of Whirlpool, and I'm going to focus on these 2 cards. So we're going to trash nautical maps. I'm going to put it way up here. That is the trash pile. And this comes down. And we're going to heal 3, bringing us back up to 7. And then I don't have a deck, so we're going to take a card from the bottom row. I'm going to take Fishing Rod, add it to our discard pile, and I'm going to shuffle. Okay, so now we have a deck of 4 cards. I'm going to draw 1, bringing our hand up to 3 cards, and I'm just going to double check. We didn't use a harpoon, and we didn't play a card. We didn't have more than 1 resource in damage or sails. And, coincidentally, I drew the fishing rod, which dealt me 1 damage. So I take 1 from having drawn the fishing rod, and then I'm going to play fish, which heals 1, and we're going to look at that text in a second, because I'm going to play the fishing rod, which is look at the top 3 cards of the deck, trash or discard any if desired. Return the rest to the top of the deck in any order. So we have a deck of 3 cards, so we get to determine what order we will draw these cards in. And we could trash them. We don't, like I said, we don't really want to trash any of them right now. We don't want to trash Harpoon, because even though it's dealing us damage and damage with the Sea Serpent, it's not going to... we're going to be able to do anything because it is currently our only card that does damage. See these, and we're going to slide this down. This does 2 damage. So when we pick up the revolver, then we could get rid of the harpoon. I think we're going to pick up the revolver on the next time we rotate through. So we're just going to pick the order. We're going to pick the order of the cards, and let's see. We're going to put rum on the bottom, and we're going to put harpoon on top. And then, so that is us resolving fishing rod. And then if you go back, we look, fish, return to your hand if played with fishing rod. So now we have a hand of 2 cards, and we draw our 1, which is the harpoon. And that is ready for next turn. And we didn't play more than 1 in any of those, and we didn't play the harpoon, so these don't trigger anything. So now we have a hand of 3 cards again, and we have the harpoon, we have a fish, and we have the pearl. So it is always risky trying to decide how quickly we want to resolve things. Because yeah, it would be nice to pick up the revolver now with the pearl, or to pick up the mainsail now with the pearl. But I think we're going to hold off. So I think actually I will discard the pearl and not use it. And I think that's actually going to be my action for the turn. So then none of these will trigger. I will draw a card, and we have a hand of 3 again, and I will take 1 damage for drawing the jib. I didn't take a damage for drawing the harpoon, but it is what it is. I fixed it now. So then we will do a pair. So we attack the Sea Serpent again with both of these cards, and we take a damage for using the harpoon, and we're back down to 4. We did 1-on-1, so we don't take that. And so we go to draw. We draw 1 card, so we now have a hand of 2, but that's only 2. So then we take, and we're going to grab the revolver, because, no, what are we going to do? I think we're going to grab, no, we're going to grab the revolver, So we're going to stop using the harpoon soon. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use the revolver instead of the harpoon because we're still going to be taking damage, but at least we'll be doing more with it. And then now we do have the issue of this whole column is empty, so we don't fill it. So we're not going to be able to pull from that. So now we have 3 cards in hand again, and we drew the harpoon. So we take 1. Feeling a little lightheaded. I don't think... I want to trash anything. So instead I will use the rum to heal 1. Bring us back up to 4. We're going to hold on to the harpoon until... Well, no. Actually, let's use the harpoon, because now that we have the revolver, we're going to use the harpoon to deal 1 damage to the giant squid. So we've only dealt 1 damage, and we didn't use the harpoon on the sea serpent, we used it on the squid. So that is good. And then we're going to draw 2 cards. And we drew a jib, which is 1 damage, so we're back down to 3. And then we play... Okay, we're going to... This is risky. Wait. Yeah, this is very, very risky. I probably shouldn't do this, so I won't. I will... So okay, let's talk it through for a second. So we have the revolver, which deals us a damage, and we will take a damage from the giant squid, which means that we are at 3 health, and that will take us down to 1. So if we take 1 more damage, we will die and lose the game. Now, we don't know what these 2 cards are, except we know what they're not. So it's not the harpoon, we know it's not the rum, and we know it's not jib or fish, which means it's the pearl and the fishing rod. And the fishing rod, I don't think deals a damage. I don't think the fishing rod deals a damage. I could be mistaken on that. And if I am mistaken on that, then we lose. So, because we know what those 2 cards are, we can play this, because it won't kill us, because the pearl doesn't have damage. I don't think the fishing rod does. So, we're going to play these 2 cards. So that is 1 damage to the sea serpent, and because this is a +2, that's 1 damage to the giant squid. So the giant squid has now taken 2 damage. And we had a turn where we had more than 1 damage, so we take a damage from that, and we take a damage from that. So we are down to 1, as previously stated. That is discarded. We then draw our 2 cards, and oh, the fishing rod does have a broken heart on it. So our hero dies. And I was incorrect. So we lost. We lost our little game.